Hello and welcome to Undead Gaming News, your one-stop shop for all things gaming. I'm your host Zombie, and first up this week we have Dead Island 2, as it's finally gone gold, and to celebrate, they've decided to change the release date yet again, only they've brought it forward by a week rather than delaying it, so it's now going to be released on April the 21st, 2023 instead of April the 28th. Going gold of course does mean that the development cycle is finished and that the game is ready to be shipped, but in other news we have an update from Ubisoft Paris and their strike. Previously we talked about a union that called upon Ubisoft Paris employees to go on a strike after the CEO of Ubisoft sent out an email to employees that the union considered to be catastrophic. They set the strike for the 27th of January, and around 40 of the staff from Ubisoft Paris followed through with the strike. The employees gathered in the studio's cafeteria from 1 PM, although the union also added a lot of remote workers said that they were following the strike without reporting it, making it a difficult number to track. The movement took the form of a group strategy discussion rather than a protest, and one employee said that the movement has helped build the next strikes to come, adding, "If Ubisoft management doesn't want to hear from us, they might understand that it's the workers who decide when the games are released." The union claimed that the strikers represented at least 15% of the studio's staff, and concerning the discussion that happened among the physical attendees, the union said that there was a realization among them that Ubisoft's general strategy is a failure, with unachievable expectations on one hand and harsh working conditions on the other. The union added that staff are assuming that layoffs may be coming, based on recent communications, as well as more managerial pressure, with things expected to be worse in the next 18 to 24 months. Ubisoft Paris executives didn't contact the strikers or the union on the day, except to ask them to not destroy the premises. As a consequence, and in the absence of changes on Ubisoft's part, more strikes will be planned at key moments in the game's production. That's according to the union, of course. However, Ubisoft has had no comment on the situation so far. Over on Epic Games' side of things though, according to a new report, the free-to-play Battle Royale meets brawler game Rumbleverse from Iron Galaxy Studios is going to be shutting down this month, which is only months after the August release. No reason has been given on why it's being shut down though, but it's likely because the game has a very small player base. But we'll have to wait and see if more information is released closer to the game's shutdown. Epic Games are not the only ones shutting a game down though, as EA have also announced that they're cancelling Apex Legends Mobile and Battlefield Mobile, and as a result they're shutting down their Industrial Toys game studio. Apex Legends Mobile debuted last year, it won Apple's Game of the Year for 2022, as well as the same for Google Play, but now the game's going to be shut down in 90 days. Battlefield Mobile was in soft launch, but it will also end, and in a recent blog post, Respawn Entertainment cited slipping quality for Apex Legends Mobile's updates as a reason for shutting down the title. EA made the announcement as it released earnings for the third fiscal quarter ending December 31st. Quote, "At Respawn, we aim to provide players with games that are consistently outstanding. Following a strong start, the content pipeline for Apex Legends Mobile has begun to fall short of that bar for quality, quantity, and cadence. It is for this reason, after months of working with our development partner, that we have made the mutual decision to sunset our mobile game. Although disappointing, we are proud of the game that we launched, are grateful for the support of the Apex Legends community, and are confident that this is the right decision for our players." The decision will likely impact a couple of studios, of course. Tencent and Lightspeed were working on Apex Legends Mobile, and Industrial Toys was working on the Battlefield Mobile. It's not clear how many jobs are going to be affected by the closure of Industrial Toys, which was started by Halo creator Alex Seropin, as well as Tim Harris and Brent Pease in 2012. But at 4 PM Pacific time on May the 1st of 2023, Apex Legends Mobile will cease operations in all regions and it will no longer be playable. Over on Sony's side of things, the PS5's next major firmware update is currently scheduled for March the 8th of 2023, and it's going to include Discord integration. Sony's president and CEO Jim Ryan announced a partnership with Discord back in May of 2021, when he said, "Our teams are already hard at work connecting Discord with your social and gaming experience on PlayStation Network." The goal was always to bring the platforms together by allowing friends, groups, and communities to hang out, have fun, communicate more easily while playing games together. PlayStation users can currently link their Discord accounts and display their PSN ID on their Discord profile, which also displays when PS4 or PS5 games are being played. To link Discord once the update rolls out, all you'll need to do is scan the QR code or visit the website that's provided, enter the code that's displayed on your screen, and once you've entered the code, follow the on-screen instructions, and everything should be connected and ready for use. In other news, we have a game that's been advertised all over the place recently. It's of course Arcane's upcoming vampire shooter Redfall. The trailer puts a lot of emphasis on co-op multiplayer, but it also supports solo play. Bethesda Communications chief Pete Hines has also specifically stated that you can play it by yourself, but unfortunately, even if you're playing alone, you'll still need to be online. The always online requirement was revealed in a Redfall FAQ, which states, a persistent online connection is required for single player and co-op. You'll also have to link your Steam or Xbox user ID in order to play the game as well. In other news, we have Mac Walters, who was the lead writer on Mass Effect 2 and 3, as well as the creative director on Mass Effect Andromeda, as he's decided to depart from Bioware after 19 years at the studio. He'd been working as the production director for the upcoming Dragon Age Dreadwolf. He announced that he was leaving in a post on LinkedIn where he stated, "These past 19 years have been a life-changing experience to say the least, and it made the choice to go very difficult. I've worked with so many wonderful people and had the privilege to be part of the most amazing teams and projects. It's hard to fathom it all, and I know I'll be reflecting on it for years to come. Thank you to everyone I've had the joy of working with. I wish everyone at Bioware the very best in everything you do. It's truly been a pleasure." It's difficult to know exactly what this means for Dragon Age Dreadwolf's development or who's going to be taking his place on the project though. However, over on Blizzard's side of things, they've decided to fire a World of Warcraft Classic lead developer after he protested an employee evaluation policy. Brian Birmingham, who was the lead engineer on World of Warcraft Classic, refused to give an employee a lower valuation in order to meet a quota that was introduced by Blizzard in 2021. The process, called stack ranking, requires managers to give about 5% of their employees a low performance evaluation to fit on a bell curve of relative performance. According to Activision Blizzard sources, a low rating reduces an employee's profit sharing bonus and could hamper them from receiving raises or promotions in the near future. In an email to staff expressing his frustration with the policy, Brian wrote that Blizzard executive leadership justified the policy by claiming it will squeeze the bottom-most performers as a way to make sure everyone continues to grow. He also said that he was asked to keep the policy a secret from employees, and in practice, he believes that stack ranking encourages competition between employees, sabotage of one another's work, a desire for people to find low-performing teams that they can be the best-performing worker on, and ultimately erodes trust and destroys creativity. In the email to Blizzard staff, Brian wrote that if the policy isn't reversed, the Blizzard entertainment he wants to work for doesn't exist anymore. And as for why he's protesting it now, he wrote that he and other WoW managers had been able to work around the quota for the last 2 years, but that he was now required to drop an employee's ranking to hit it. According to Brian's email, others in the WoW leadership asked if they could meet the quota by giving themselves a poor rating, but were told they couldn't. Before sending the email, Brian reportedly told a large group of employees that he'd planned to resign. A HR representative spoke to him to confirm his resignation, and he told them he wouldn't want to work as long as the policy remained in place. He was then terminated. According to his email, of course. A Blizzard spokesperson said that the evaluation process is designed to create excellence in performance and ensure employees who don't meet performance expectations receive more honest feedback, differentiated compensation, and a plan on how to best improve their own performance. In a Twitter thread posted after the report went live, Brian said that he hadn't intended the story to go public, but since it has, he wanted to set the record straight. He confirmed that he's no longer employed by the company, but said that he'd return if he could in order to fight the stack ranking policy from the inside. He also believes that the policy came from upper management at Activision Blizzard, above Mike Ybarra. However, in more positive staff news, Ubisoft have hired Bernd Diemer, who previously worked on Crysis, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefield 5 and Horizon Zero Dawn, as both a creative director and a game designer, and now he will primarily focus on in-game social experiences for Ubisoft's service games going forward. In a statement about him joining Ubisoft, he said, "I'm honoured to join Ubisoft and gain the opportunity to collaborate with talented global teams to shape the future of social experience in Ubisoft games. They're known to be catalysts for dynamic and diverse communities, enabled by innovative features and powerful brands that allow players to come together. I'm excited to partner with the group's teams and around the world to bring social experience in our games to new heights." And as for our final story, we have Warhammer 40k Dark Tide developer Fatshark issuing an open letter to players apologising for the state of the game and announcing that they are going to delay the launch of future content updates and the Xbox Series S and X release in order to focus on improving the game's underlying systems and performance. The response to the message has been mixed, but some users have welcomed it, while others have said it's too late to make a difference. And of course, the "we'll believe it when we see it" contingent is well represented too. But that's all we have time for this week. If you have any thoughts on anything discussed this week, please leave it in the comment section below as always, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.